Orange chicken. Just by that name, you probably understand what I'm already going to talk about today on this episode of Driven for Health. It's Panda Express, and it doesn't top the list of the bestseller by accident. Chef Andy Cao built its sweetener less spicy. The sauce is more sweet and tastes so much better than most of the typical traditional dish and how it was. And he did it on purpose for the American taste. We're going to try it one more time because why not? All right. Orange chicken didn't become the top seller at Panda Express by accident. Chef Andy Cao built it sweeter and less spicy than traditional dishes. And it's made for the American taste on purpose because it would sell more. It worked. Orange chicken alone makes up more than a third of everything that this chain sells. And the company has moved more than 115 million pounds of this stuff in a single year. That's a lot of orange chicken. Here's what one order is actually going to cost you. Orange chicken is about 510 calories. The fried rice on the side, as almost everyone orders with it, is 620. That's 1,100 calories before you get a drink or an egg roll touches your tray. Order that same combo once a week for a year, and you're looking at close to 59,000 calories. Ooh-wee, that is a lot. That works out to be about 17 pounds of fat from one weekly habit alone, if all else is equal, if you just stack this on top of what you normally do. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to order at Panda Express instead to make it healthier and happier for you. This is Driven for Health episode number 153. I'm Coach Brian Pirana. I hope that you've been enjoying this road so far. This is our 9th stop in the restaurant journey. We've done burgers, pizza, Mexican, fast food, back to back. Today's a change of pace. The first Chinese-American fast food chain in this whole series. This menu is got a big range on it, from one spectrum being super healthy and the other spectrum, wow, I didn't realize there's that many calories or fat in this option. And there's what you say out of your mouth and gets put on your plate will make a big difference in how it impacts your waistline. Let's jump into the tiered list. 9 orders, worst to best, because that's what everyone likes. The worst one, unfortunately, is fried rice. 2 sides are just getting killed here. 620 calories, 13 grams of protein, 19 grams of fat. So kabam, that is a lot. 1,000 milligrams of sodium and 100 grams of carbs for a side dish. Holy moly, that's a lot of carbs. That's over probably 60, 70% of carbs that most guys need from their day. So this one is the side that eats like a second entree and never gets ordered like the first one, right? It's always just an add-on. Number 2 is chow mein, the noodly side dish. 3 out of 10. 600 calories, 15 grams of protein, 23 grams of fat, and another 1,000 milligrams of sodium with 94 carbs. So it's still packing a wallop. It's very similar to the rice. These are just high calorie dense foods, generally served in large portions as well. The noodle side of this sounds a little bit lighter than the rice, but they not by much, like 20 calories. So it's very comparable to each other. Number 3 is the Honey Walnut Shrimp. So 4 out of 10, 430 calories, 13 grams of protein, and 28 grams of fat with 700 grams of milligrams of sodium. Now, we just have to remember that generally I'm encouraging guys to eat 40 to 50 grams of protein in one meal, and generally you're probably going to have somewhat similar amounts of carbs in that meal as well. So when just the side dish has 100, you see the problem here, and you haven't eaten anything else. And the Honey Walnut Shrimp, unfortunately, has some of the worst protein to fat ratio there. And that's something to pay attention to. It's the fat that they fry in that really bumps it up, because shrimp doesn't have any fat in it. And it's actually a great choice. But to get the amount of shrimp that you need to balance out that fat to protein ratio, that's really going to turn this item into like a $15 deal here just for that one thing to get more shrimp. Number 4, the Beijing beef, 5 out of 10, 470 calories, 14 grams of protein, 27 grams of fat. Again, guys, just throwing out the fat amount. Generally, if you're in a fat loss phase, we're looking for 50 to 60 total grams of fat. And that makes this pretty challenging here for it being almost 50% of your fat intake for the day. The beef and the sauce are doing all the work here, and the protein really isn't, unfortunately. The legendary orange chicken comes in at number 5. This is the 6 out of 10 of these, 510 calories, 16 grams of protein, but yet again, 24 grams of fat. When it's breaded and fried or oiled with, that ends up causing you a lot. So this is the crowd favorite, the fan favorite, but it's got very low amount of protein, unfortunately, and it's really hard to add more protein to it because it just adds more carbs and fats to that dish, which makes it more challenging. Number 6 is Kung Pao chicken. All right, 320 calories. As you notice, the calories are going down, mainly the fats going down and the proteins going up a little bit. Now with Kung Pao chicken, we have 17 grams of protein, 21 grams of fat, but 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's just, again, for this particular item, not with the rice or the chow mein or whatever other side you would get. This is better protein than beef because chicken in general has less fat in it, but it still has similar amounts of sodium. Why? Because you're getting a processed food that's convenient and delivered to you with convenience and ease. So you can just show up and eat it, and the preservatives and the salt are for taste and to make it be transported all over the US to then serve at the restaurants. Number 7 is the mushroom chicken, 13 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat. So now we're starting to talk. We're getting a little bit closer to where protein and fat are somewhat equal. And this one ends up obviously being better. The 13 grams, let's do some quick math here. 13 times 4 is going to be, the mathing here. So it's going to be 4, 3, let's say 40. Let's say it's about 45 just for easy math. So like 40-ish calories out of the 220, that ends up being a fourth of the calories are coming from protein, but the fat and the carbs are making up the next. So that ends up being the challenge. Number 8, and we round out with number 9 here. Or 9/10, there's a double whammy option here for the best on the list, but string bean chicken breast, 210 calories, 12 grams of protein, 12 grams of fat. This one, you could actually order 2 of it and it would make a really reasonably good meal. I would still sans the rice and chow mein to make it work. So string bean chicken breast is a big winner here, low sodium as well. And then black pepper sirloin steak and the grilled teriyaki chicken come in at the winners here. They have about 19 grams of protein with 6 grams of fat for the sirloin steak. That's a huge win. A lot of protein. This is the lowest amount of fat that we've seen. The grilled chicken teriyaki is 33 grams of protein, but it's 95 more calories there, and that ends up being the challenge. So gram for gram, the steak wins, but chicken teriyaki tastes great too. So when we're ordering, you need to pick one of those with the super greens instead of rice. Super greens are about 180 calories, or about like 130, 150 calories. So that ends up being, if you added the steak and the super greens together, we're looking at roughly 310 calories for 28 grams of protein. That ends up being a win. Or you do the grilled chicken teriyaki with the super greens. One interesting thing about the the Panda Express way back in 1987. Orange chicken was when it became that defining dish of Panda Express. Andy, the chef, developed it originally in Hawaii. I thought that was really interesting, and that's where some of maybe the sweeter sauce came in. As I've been to Hawaii, as they say on the island, we were in Oahu and Honolulu, and we toured all over the island there. North Shore was ridiculous. I can't tell you how amazing it was swimming with sea turtles. We had this amazing shrimp sticky rice combo that was just, we actually went twice to both places, even though we ended up having to drive like an hour to get there because of traffic and all. It's just, if you're familiar with Oahu, it's a big circle of highways, and it's just amazing experience. But one thing happened with the orange chicken in 2025. The company changed how the dish was made. It's looking for more ways to optimize and standardize the flavor. And originally the sauce was getting made at each kitchen, and now it comes pre-made in a bag. Well, customers noticed, employees noticed, the complaints started piling up, and it just said it was stickier, messier sauce and drier chicken than what the original version was. Well, Panda Express said, hey, we've kept our iconic chicken since 1987 recipe at heart, and we just leveled it up with premium ingredients, no official flavors. So that was the big reason to create consistency from one dish to another. So whichever Panda Express that you go to, then you get that taste flavor that you experience. And that's the trade-off. When you're a big corporation and Panda Express is doing mega money in here, then it's really important to have that consistency across the board. So the menus change. One combination can run 1,200 plus calories before a drink, and another one can be 350 calories. And that becomes the winner here of this is the steak or chicken teriyaki with the super greens. So if Panda Express is on the way or around you, it would be reasonable for you to do it. They also have broccoli there too, which I love broccoli. So I would definitely say that. Well, let's get into the fast five here as we start to scoot to the end here. My goal with these is to make them quick, easy to understand, which are the best ingredients and items to pick on each restaurant. So fast five, here we are. Who built Panda Express? Well, it was Andy and Peggy Chiernig, a married couple, and they go back way before 1983 when Panda Express was actually first introduced in a mall. Number two, how did that first location actually happen? Well, there's a UCLA football coach. Terry Donahue's family developed the Glendale Gallery Mall, and he had eaten at Panda, the original Panda Inn, as it was called, and he connected with the mall. So he obviously loved their recipe and cooking and all that stuff. Number three, how many times does orange chicken get ordered? Well, 285,000 times a day, more than 100 million times a year. That is a lot of orange chicken being produced, hence why it needs to be standardized and why the company moved that way. Number four, how did this company start? Well, $60,000, and they bootstrapped their way to make this happen. And that's where a lot of small business start off. And anything that's been created started by one or two people's ideas and then been created. Even my Call to Rise is my creation that I'm growing and bootstrapping along the way to grow and grow and grow and impact more guys' lives so that they show up as a leader and live that legacy of a healthy, fit father, provider, husband, employer, employee, coworker, however you want to define yourself. Lastly, number five, what the heck is the real protein stack here? Well, we can order the bigger plate, one side, 3 entrees. All right, this is a win. It's officially on the menu. Most people never order it that way, but we can get the black pepper, the super greens stacked without the rice, and we can get about 670 calories and 66 grams of protein. That's a big win, more than double the amount, and that gets us over that 40 to 50 grams. So that could be a really big winner that will hold you over for 3 to 4 plus hours, probably 5, to be honest. So I hope that number 5 was a sneaker there that you are still listening to and you write down. I purposely placed it near the end. So whatever brought you to Panda Express today, know that the Black Pepper Sirloin Steak is the winner here, and it's the strongest order. To get more on Panda Express and all these other restaurants, I just redid and recreated the Eating on the Go guide website. It's go.brianprana.com. Eating on the Go guide, that's all one word. It'll be in the show notes. Very cool experience here, and want to make sure that you grab it as we go so that you are winning here, right? We want you to win regardless of if you are eating at a restaurant or eating somewhere else as well. Now, if you want the full system, the big approach on how I help impact guys' lives, that's the Call to Rise. I've talked about it. This is what I do for a living. I crush it, helping men create sustainable long-term success with nutrition, fitness, their mindset. The way they show up and think differently is incredible, and they do it in a supportive group of individuals to be held accountable. In fact, I recorded last night Joe's episode, which is coming out in the future, and then also Pablo is coming up today as a recording of these guys. Joe lost 20 pounds or more, and Pablo's about 25 to 30 pounds lost in 100 days, and they are crushing it. So jump to hear their stories here in the next couple episodes, probably in the 160s to 170-ish range. Those guys will pop up. So a little foreshadow of things coming ahead after we get done with this series here. That's thecalltorise.com. Well, if anyone you know goes out to eat, share these episodes with them, share the guide with them, share and leave a review. And that's it for Driven for Health this episode. So train hard, eat smart, and I'll catch you in the next one.